Pretty cool place. Been coming here quite a bit this year. Here in South Carolina right now for a moment. Back in South Carolina, I should say, for the moment. What's happened? I'm going to give it a few minutes here. Let people start coming on in during this live. If you're joining me, wherever you're watching from the world, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm right now in South Carolina just for the week. Getting some hiking in. Yo, what's happening? Thank you, Dominic. Had a great Christmas. Hope you had a good Christmas as well. And I just got done filming a new video. It's a kicking video, a Sakaran video. And that should be up in the next couple of days. Did you guys see the new knife video that I just uploaded, I don't know, a day or two ago or something like that? I like working those basic knife fighting combinations. It's the basics, it's the simple stuff like that that are, you know, the most functional. I mean, they give you the best results when you're sparring with your training partners and all that stuff. So last few videos, I've been trying to do that, give you guys some high percentage combinations that, you know, we've just found works really, really good when we're sparring. You get good results from. You know, we call it flow. You know, while the rest of the world calls it sparring, we call it flow. And, you know, we just flow at different intensity levels and stuff like that. Known and unknown friends. Cheers. Oh, no. They got, like, YouTube, man. They changed so much. Nice, from France. Will I be live in about 3 hours? Probably not. Love this channel. Love this style. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. This year, you know, we hit so many milestones because this year, back in September, was our 10th year anniversary for Kali Center. So I've been teaching for a little over 15 years, but I've been training to your videos for a few months now. It's great stuff. I'd love to see a center open in Mobile, Alabama. Actually, you can check out our Pensacola chapter. Will, my buddy Will, a student, Will Renfro, he holds a chapter there in Pensacola, Florida, so not too far from you. I'll be looking to get out that way to do some more seminars with Will as well, so you probably will be able to catch me out there and we'll get some training in together. Merry Christmas, Paul. If you pass by, let's get together. Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, there's a lot of training coming up in 2025. Just want to let you guys kind of just come on here and do a little shameless promotion. I don't really promote like my seminars a whole lot. I probably should. I mean, I guess it'd be better for business, but I don't promote them a whole lot. And maybe I can get better at that. You know, if you want to train the online programs and stuff, I've got the sale, you know, the holiday sale, that's all going on to January 2nd. I saw most people were ending their sales January 1st. I'm like, you know what? I'll end it on the 2nd. We'll give them an extra day or what. I always have some kind of deal going on. Of course, I want to keep training, you know, affordable. I got to get a little bit something back because, you know, it takes a lot of time and I got to live and stuff. But I try to keep it as affordable as I possibly can. So there's always some kind of deal, but, you know, with the holiday deals and stuff, I usually try to do something a little extra, you know, like a big, you know, 50% off or something like that. How old are you? Because you look about 30. I just turned 40 this year, earlier this year. But thanks, man. I'll take that. I must have good genes or something. But yeah, I got some really fun in-person training events, some seminars, some training camps that are coming up this year in 2025. And at the end of February 28th through March 2nd, I'll be in St. Augustine, Florida. I usually do at least an annual seminar training camp in St. Augustine, Florida. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are here training on the YouTube channel and supporting Kali Center and, you know, I figured, you know, it's the least I could do is give you guys some good deals and stuff. From Belgium, what's up? I'd love to get back to Belgium. I've been not really traveling the last handful of years. You know, COVID kicked in, and then busy with personal stuff. Personal life got a little crazy there and stuff like that. So I just wasn't really able to make the time to travel abroad. But I'd love to get back out to Belgium, get back out to Europe, and do some training with y'all out there, because I had a great time last time I was out there. So maybe I can get over to France and Spain and Italy and all those areas, and Netherlands and all that, and we can get some good training in. So schedule's opening up. So in 2025, St. Augustine at the end of February, that last February 28th through March 2nd, 3 days. We're gonna be training in St. Augustine, Florida. So if you're in America, never been to St. Augustine, the first city, really awesome place. And we train out on the beach. We got a great park that we go to train in, and then we'll do some training on the beach. And then afterwards, you know, one of the things with College Center seminars, you know, I've been to, I don't know how many seminars you guys have been to in like training camps and stuff, but you know, what we like to do is we like to include everybody in, like, hey, you know, once we're done training, once we've been done like putting the pain on each other for, you know, 8, 9, 10 hours, let's go hang out. You know, let's go get a bite to eat, you know, go get some dinner and hang out, maybe enjoy the town of St. Augustine or wherever we're at, and just hang out a little bit. You know, we don't have to always just, you know, go our own ways and figure it all out and, you know, all that stuff. Like, I like meeting you guys and hanging out and having conversation and getting to know you guys and all that stuff. So we like to do that at our training events and stuff, you know. And that way you guys can have conversation with me and ask me questions and get to know me more. And I get to do the same, you know, back with you guys. And then, you know, the whole group, everybody, you know, everybody gets to meet each other and stuff. And it's just kind of a big training hangout type of thing. That's how I like to run it. There's other martial arts teachers out there that's like, teachers shouldn't be friends with their students. And I'm like, dude, we're building a community here, man. Like, we want to go enjoy. I'm out for work. Have a great day. Yep, Pat, hey, thanks for stopping by for a moment. I appreciate it. Have a good day at work. Be successful. Do your best if you're feeling it. So that's one. Registration is open for St. Augustine. That's getting, you know, a little closer, a couple months away. You know, if you've never been to America before and you're like, hey, I'd love to check out the first city, then come on out. Come on out. The big one is I am going to be heading out to Phoenix, Arizona. This isn't the big one, but I will be heading out to Phoenix, Arizona, either March or April. I still have to work that out with. I'm actually going to be doing some collaborations with my old teacher, Matt Numrick. He has his school in Anthem, Arizona. Matt Numrick has been a huge, probably one of, if not the most influential teacher in my life for martial arts. So much so that his mentorship and his teachings and his influence really shaped a lot of my life. He gave me a lot of belief in, like, you know, I can go out there, do my own thing, and become successful and lead a great life. And I'm really excited. We've been kind of in contact. We actually had a little bit of a falling out way back, but we got back into contact. All is good. And I'd like to say that, you know, we're have become friends, and it's just really cool, I guess from my perspective, that, you know, I'm going to be doing some collaboration work. He's got his YouTube channel. I want to say, I think it's Sifu Matt. Well, you guys will know, because once I do those videos with him and stuff, you know, I'll post them up and everything. You guys will get to know him if you don't know him already. And he was my JKD teacher, trained BJJ with him, did some Kali stuff. And I trained with him for, I don't know, I think it was like 6, 7, or maybe 8 years, something like that. And it was just, he, yeah, he really kind of beat it into me. And it was great training. Great training. I mean, yeah. I'll do another live one day and maybe tell you the stories of my EDS days training with Matt Numerick. But at some point, I'll let you guys know. I'm going to post it. I'm not sure if he's going to open. I'm going to do a little seminar at his school, I think, maybe just for a day or day and a half or something like that. Maybe 2 days. But I'm not sure if he's going to open it up to the public. But what I'm planning on is maybe being in the Phoenix, Arizona area for about a week or so. And if you're in that area and you want to get some training in, then, you know, you can DM me on Instagram or something like that, and maybe we can meet up and do a little hike and training and stuff. I haven't been to Arizona. I haven't been to Phoenix for years. I think the last time I was there was 2018 or 19 or something like that. So I'm looking forward to going back there and working out with Matt and doing some videos, some collaborations and stuff like that. So maybe I'll get some more collaboration stuff with some other martial artists out there. Maybe some kind of less known martial artists out there that I think, like, you know, these people deserve some attention. And then the big one is ITC. If you don't know what that is, what's up, Morgan? If you don't know what ITC is, I haven't done one for about 3 years. It's a 5-day training camp. ITC stands for Immersion Training Camp. And it's 5 days of just crazy training Kali. We're going back to the original location. My student, good friend Dan and his family, they own a campground in Custer, South Dakota called Broken Arrow Horse Camp. Beautiful, beautiful campground. Black Hills National Forest, Custer, South Dakota. It's just a real majestic, awesome place to train. And we're doing the ITC June 25th through the 29th. Now, spots for that are limited. It's limited to about 50 attendees. We do have people already signing up. I don't know. I know the cabins on the campground are already filled up. But you can come out if you have an RV. He's got RV spots. If you want a tent camp, he's got tent spots. And it's really cheap because he gives everybody a discount that are coming out to ITC. But there's other campsites around that are nice. And there's plenty of motels and stuff like that in Custer, which is, it's like a 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive from the campground. So I think it's like 10 miles, but it's Custer, so there's only like one stoplight in town, 1 or 2 stoplights. ITC is just, we're outside, we're training in the elements, typical Kali Center style. Sunshine, rain, hail, doesn't matter. We're training outside. And we're literally training for about 10 to 12 hours a day. We hike out. We got some spots in the Black Hills National Forest that we hike out to and train. And, you'll have to pack a lunch, lots of water. We recommend to carry at least 2 gallons of water per day with you. Sometimes people are like, yeah, right, 2 gallons of water. Don't need all that. Okay. You haven't been to an ITC, my friend. But the thing about ITC is that wherever your skill level is at, wherever you think it is, by the end of ITC, bump it up 10x. Legitly, bump it up 10x. We do far more training than instruction. Like, we put our time in to train. And I get in, I train with everybody. So if you're at ITC, we're gonna spend some one-on-one time. And Ben, hydrate for 3 days before, ideally. Yes. And you'll still be dehydrated by the end of day 1. But you'll have a good start. So with ITC, even though it's 5 days of training, you can always come out for the day early. We call it day 0. And as a group, we go and we do a hike. We'll hike maybe about 12 to 16 miles or so. And that way, you can just meet everybody, or, people that you haven't seen for a long time, or if you're new, you get to meet everybody in that setting, hiking, get acclimated a little bit to the environment, especially if you're not used to training in an environment like that. And it's just a good way to kind of meet and greet. We're doing something physical, doing something awesome together. It's not always the easiest hikes there, but it's a lot of fun. And it's just beautiful. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous landscape out there. This year's ITC, right now I do have an early bird special going on through the end of next month. And it's $300 right now for everybody to come on out and train. This used to be $900, $1,000, somewhere around there for newcomers. But this year, I'm like, you know what? Economy's kind of crazy. Housing market is crazy. Food prices are insane. And, I'm going to try, I'm going to do my best. Like, I still got to bring in something because it costs me stuff. But, I'm going to keep it what is the old returnee pricing. So the old returnee pricing, the people that completed an ITC, then if they wanted to come back out, which most do, they were always $300 instead of like, the 900 or whatever. So one of the things with College Center is that the more you train with us, the better the pricing gets. So this time around, I'm like, you know what? Let's just make it $300 for everybody, early bird special. After January 30th, then it'll go up to $450, which is still obviously really, really, really good. It's the half price of what the original price used to be for this. If I do another one in the future after 2025, I can't guarantee I'm going to keep it at the same price, but this year, that's what I'm doing. So we still got plenty of spots available. But signups are coming in. So if it is something you want to do, if you've seen some ITC training videos and stuff like that in the past here on College Center, you could even just type in the YouTube search, College Center ITC. And you'll get a bunch of those videos to come up. I don't film like the meat of what we do. I'm really, really picky on what I show to the public eye when it comes to ITC, because it's an event that you have to attend in order to really understand. It's a very special event. It's the best training. That's not just me saying it. That's what others have said it. I've got a bunch of interviews from people that have attended. You've seen a lot of these people in the videos, Ben, John. Everybody's been in there. So, and Sarah, we got Sarah's interview up. I've got Kaylee's interview to get up. I got Ellen's interview to get up. So for any women watching College Center, do women come to my ITCs? Because I actually get asked that question quite a bit. Yes, finally, yes. Yes, they do. And anybody can make it through. I'm going to tell you one thing, though, about an ITC. Every year, maybe 2025 will be different, but every year we do have at least 1 or 2 people that don't finish it. But all the women that have trained in ITC, they've all finished it. Because women just have a different mind. Like, when they're like, I'm going to do it, there's no bullshit. They do it. They do it. So, you're going to learn the basics. Day 1, we always cover the foundation. You're going to learn the basics. And then day 2, we start kicking into things. Day 2 is usually physically the hardest. Because if you're not used to training like that, day 1 kind of puts a lot of wear and tear on the body. If you're not used to training for 10, 12 hours and lots of footwork, and it's just like a go, go, go. But this is a great one to attend. And the reason why, if it's your first time ever training with College Center or doing a training camp like this, what makes the 2025 ITC the perfect one to attend if it's your first time is, I would say that, you know, the skill level of, you know, Tom and John and Ben and Chris and all the guys that have been training with us over these years, and Sarah, you can get so much benefit out of it. And this isn't a training event where, you know, the advanced guys are just looking for, you know, new blood or something like that. That's not how we do it. We can literally train with everybody, and we're happy to do it. And the way that I run it and the way that I teach Kali in person, our advanced students can train with a beginner fresh out of box. Like Justin, his first ITC, before then, he never even held a Kali stick before. And by the end of that ITC, and he was able to flow with everybody. I mean, it's that kind of event, like it's that powerful. And the whole thing is we want to bring everybody up. We want to pull you up. So, you know, like the advanced people, they're not going to be bored with you. If you're a new beginner, they are very happy and excited to work with you, because for them, that's still training. And sometimes with events like this, I think sometimes like new people get a little, maybe a little intimidated to come out for the first time. Like, man, they've been doing these for a while, but this is the perfect time to come out. You know, and it is always fun to see how a beginner or a new person training with Kali Center, how much they grow within those 5 days. I mean, really in 3 to 4 days. By the time you're in your 5th day, you're like, man, I wish this wasn't ending. I can do this for another week. But yeah, ITC, best event. I'm excited about this one. I've got some stuff that I'm going to be teaching that I have not taught during my 10 years of Kali Center. I haven't taught them for a very long time. I shouldn't say. I taught a little bit to Tom and like that, like with some private training with him. But as far as to the public, I haven't taught it. But I'm going to be teaching it at this ITC. So, all right, let me see if we got any. Let me go through the comments here, see what we got. Greetings from Poland. Hope your Christmas went well. Thank you. I purchased your subscription, but was in so bad physical condition that only the warming up killed me. I need to practice. Hey, that's okay. You know, the more that you're training and, you know, you just listen to your body and, you know, give yourself a demand on improvement. You know, a realistic demand on improvement. You're going to improve. You're going to get better. Your body's going to get stronger. It's going to get more agile. Your mobility is going to improve. You know, and that's one of the things at Kali Center. You know, we have a lot of experience working with a lot of different people. So, you know, we might be able to help you out. I can't wait to train Kali again. It's been so long. Yeah. Hey, you don't have to wait. Just grab your sticks or something, whatever you got. Go on one of my YouTube videos and start training it. Hello. Greetings from Slovakia. You have perfect videos. Thanks, man. Thank you. Arizona is doable for me. Heck yeah, Ben. Everything's doable for you. But for sure, do it before the high heat of the summer. A lot of y'all don't know me very well. I love the heat. I'm moving somewhere where it gets hot. Hydrate 3 days. Yes. So you in a vehicle traveling the country, there is a story here I missed. I have to go. See you soon. Yeah, Morgan. So I'm traveling between places right now, and that was actually going to be the last kind of segment of this live. Is yeah. So I've been between stuff. This year has been a crazy year, 2024. So I haven't really done much like in-person training stuff. What did I do this year? I did a St. Augustine seminar earlier, I think around March or April, I think it was. And I think that's all I ended up getting done this year. So had a lot of personal life changes this year, crazy stuff. So sold everything. Sold all my properties, sold my cars, sold everything. And then I've been traveling a lot here on the east side between family and friends and visiting and just kind of hanging out, getting my head together and getting stuff together for 2025. And yeah, so I'm about to settle again. Got a spot in mind. I'll probably jump on here next week in the new year and talk more about that and make that final announcement and stuff. I just don't want to jump the gun too early, but I'm about a week out from starting the big plans for 2025. Someone asked me earlier in this live how old I was. And earlier this year, I turned 40. And during my 30s, my late 30s, I was in my mind, I guess in my gut, in the feelings, I kind of had this idea that like, man, 40 is going to be like a rebirth year. Don't know why. If you do the math, I was born in 1984. Now it's 2024, 40 years later. And it's felt like that. It's felt like a rebirth. Like my whole life completely flipped 180 degrees this year. Sometimes we're watching these YouTube videos and stuff like that. We don't really know what's going on in people's lives personally. I mean, it's personal, so I'm going to keep that to myself and stuff like that and just kind of roll with the punches. And, but I did, this year I got knocked down a little bit, but it's what you have to go through sometimes, You get back up, just like Kali. Sometimes you get hit in the hand. Sometimes you just got to deal with a little bit of pain, a little bit of stuff in your life. But through all that, and I'm ready. 2025 is going to be a whole new start to everything. I got huge plans, bigger than ever. I mean, it's kind of now I can do all the stuff I've been wanting to do with Kali Center, and then my new channel, Back to Primal. That's where I do all kind of like my workout stuff. If you haven't checked out my Back to Primal channel yet, that used to be Martial Flex, but I was like, I don't want to do another martial arts channel. I already have one of those. I love Kali. I've trained in Silat. I've trained in JKD. I've trained in Taekwondo. I've trained a little bit in boxing. I've trained in a lot of these other martial arts. Kali is my love when it comes to martial art. That's my home. I don't want to teach anything else. That's what I want to do. But, I was trying to figure some stuff out and, what else can I do? Because there's only so much you could do for like, Kali Center in a day or in a week or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do more. Got this time. I got to do stuff. Plus, I have other personal goals that I want to achieve, just in my fitness, in my life, my lifestyle, and stuff like that. So, Back to Primal, check that out. That's all my kind of fitness, more fitness-orientated stuff. I did get my my personal training certification, my coaching certification. Did that. I'm working on my nutrition certification. And I'm working on a few other things. And I'm not really doing that stuff to like teach that stuff or coach that stuff. I'm really doing it just for my own education. Because there's stuff that's kind of, now with new research and all that, some of that stuff is, I'm reading it, I'm going through the lessons, and some of that stuff is actually outdated. But they're still teaching that stuff in those arenas, so it is what it is. But that's my Back to Primal channel. Check it out. If you want to work out in a little bit different, more unique way and in a more natural way that the human body moves, then just in the YouTube search, put in Back to Primal and check out my channel over there. I think we're a little over like 15,000 subscribers over there. So great channel. And then I do have another channel that right now is called Paul Ingram Daily. I'll probably be changing the name of that channel coming the new year with some new stuff coming I'll tell you about next week. But that's more like my vlog channel. So if you want to kind of keep up with what is going on in my life, my lifestyle, the changes that are coming up, the projects that are coming up, then stay tuned on that channel as well. So a lot of stuff coming up. Hope you had a festive holiday. Question about abanicos. All right, both vertical, horizontal. Am I right that the body moves with the strike rotation of feet, hips, and arms? Yes, just not the feet. You actually don't rotate through the ball of your foot on abanicos. A lot of people teach it that way, but you don't want to do it that way when you're stagnant, because your footwork will take care of that part. Because right, you're going to be moving and putting yourself into positions of advantage to apply your abanicos. And some abanicos could be applied at long range, and some of them are applied at corto range. But yes, the hips rotate, the hips move, just like all the other cuts. The hips move with the rotation of the abanico on both horizontal and vertical. Glad to see you moving forward from whatever it is. Looking forward to seeing what the new year brings you. If you get to the West Coast, friends in Oregon, just saying. Yeah, I got plans to get out there, so I'm gonna try to get more and more out to the West. Like I said, life was crazy for me, so I just couldn't get out anywhere. This last year has been nuts. Let's see. I am from Japan, and your videos have helped me so much to rekindle with my passion. And your personality is amazing. Thanks, bro. Glad we can connect. Hope everything goes right for you. 2025. Yeah, I think it will. 2025 is going to be a kick-ass year. You always reached for something greater in order to grasp that. You must let go of another. Yep, that's true. Sometimes. Yep, absolutely no problem. So yeah, that's what's going on. So this year, 2025, well, next year, 2025, in a week, 2025. Hopefully more and more of you guys will come out and see me and train with me in person. I love meeting you guys in person. And if you do see me in public, because it happens from time to time, don't be shy to come up to me. You can always come up to me. You know, maybe we'll do a quick drill or something like that. You can always come up to me and say, hey man, I watch your videos or whatever like that. That's all cool too. So if you do see me in public, don't be afraid to say hi. Don't be shy about that. Even if I have like a resting bitch face or something in the time, I might have just caught something in the environment that I'm keeping my eye on, but don't be afraid to come up and say hi. Sometimes people do that. So it is a little weird, but for me, it's like, what? But it's all good. It's all good. I love meeting you guys. And then, training with you guys in person. So anytime you want to come out to one of my events, if you yourself run a martial arts school, program, community, training group, whatever, you send me a DM or what, and maybe we can set something up and I can get out your way or something like that. So environmental awareness face. There you go. That's a much better thing to call that. I'm loving Kali, and we'll try to make at least one of those days in St. Augustine. Yeah, so St. Augustine's good because, if you can't do all 3 days, just pick a day that you want to come out. Or if you can't do Friday, but you can do Saturday, Sunday, you can sign up just for Saturday and Sunday. So you can sign up for 1 day, 2 days, all the days, whatever. So it'd be great to have you over there. I think Friday we're gonna do a little workout as well. Not too long, just a little bit of something. If I walk into Chipotle and you're eating, I am still challenging you to a stroke flow drill. Yeah, dude, we could do some stuff. I always got gear with me. Much love. Have a great day. Thanks, Morgan. Back to you, man. Have a good one. Yep, so that's what's happening. Training. My new Kali Foundation home study course. Next week, I'm going to be starting to film new videos for that. And I'm going to be starting some of the staff segments for that. So if you're in that training course, be on the lookout because lots of new videos coming. I mean, all through 2025. That course, the way that I'm designing that course, the Kali Foundation Home Study course, is 50% off right now. Grab it if you want it. It's a one-time pay, and you have it for a lifetime. And in that course, I'm building this. It's going to be the world's largest Kali solo training library in existence. It's all solo training. I had a lot of requests for that. I've been trying to figure out for the past couple of years how to do it, how I want to do it, and this is it. I did not want to make it a subscription. It's a one-time pay, lifetime access, and I'm constantly putting new videos, and it's all broken down by category of Kali, area of Kali. And over time, you'll see more. So even the single stick, there'll be more videos added. Double stick, there'll be more videos added. There's so much information that's in my head over the last 25 years of training in Filipino martial arts that I want to get it out. It takes time. The online school, the subscription, the membership, the online school that's hosted on the Swole Technologies platform, we're going to be revamping the video library for that. There'll be some solo training with that, at least to help people kind of get started. But that's where all the partner drills are going to be going up. So Tom and I, Chris and I, a lot of the guys, Will, a lot of these guys, we're going to be filming a lot in 2025 and putting up a lot of videos in that. And you're going to see kind of two main versions of videos. There's going to be more of like just the kind of generic Kali training, where if you're in the Kali Foundation Home Study course, you'll be like, oh, yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's the solo training to this partner drill, or vice versa. But then there's also going to be the Kali Center curriculum that we're filming up there as well. So we're doing that. And then we have some other programs that we're going to be launching in 2025 as well, for those that want to be a little more involved with Kali Center and all that, and the training and up your skills and everything. In the online school, we also twice a month, we do live stream classes. So you can jump into live stream classes. Right now, Tom, he teaches those. If you've never trained with Tom before, I highly, highly recommend if you want to advance your skills in Kali, and he's a good person to be training with. And he runs right now all of our live stream classes, and he also does one-on-one private training. I may do a few of those per month coming in 2025 as well. But we offer live stream classes where you can interact with your Kali coach. We always have the playbacks, the replays that are available. So if you missed the class or you want to review the class, then you can always access the playback. And then you can also schedule as an Apex level member, then you can schedule your one-on-one coaching sessions. We do a coaching session, a private session once a month for our Apex members. So you can do that as well. Great resource, because, wherever you live now, right, you can get your questions answered. We can check your techniques, and you can also do these with somebody. So if you have a training partner and you guys are getting stuck on a drill, maybe you're like, hey, I'm having a hard time getting this tactic to apply in sparring, we can coach you through that, and then we can work the drill. We could, make the adjustments of technique if we need to, make the adjustments of range and timing if we need to. We can tell you where it's falling apart and why it's not working. And then we can formulate the drill that will help teach you to refine those things that you need to improve on. So that is, I'm gonna go down this one. So with the online school, you can get really deep into your training. That's why John Thompson and I went crazy a couple years ago and built Swole Technologies. We did it so that I can finally have the online school that I always dreamed of having. And, you know, that was hard. That was a lot of work. How can I sign up for the home study course? Marty, if you go to colliecenter.com, you click on where it says training courses, not the online school is on top. Right below the fold on the website, underneath the online school, you're going to see where it has the training courses. Click on that, and then that will pop up. Or you can just go to colliecenter.training. That's where I hold my courses. And then you can sign up right there. Use the code. I got 2 codes you can use, okay? You can either use Xmas, that's the holiday code to get your 50% off, or you can use ColliFlow, one word, ColliFlow. I think it's all there. All the instructions are there to apply the discount code, but apply one of those 2 and then you'll get that 50% off. So I think it's like, it comes out, it's like $173, but it's a one-time pay, lifetime access. And then I'll also eventually be coming back on there and doing some training, like at-home training equipment stuff, and show you guys how to make it, how to set it up, how to use it, and all that stuff. So the plans for this home study course, like, I'll probably never run out of content, to be honest, because I mean, 25 years of training. I've been teaching for 17 years. So, you know, I've been around the block once or twice with this stuff. I had somebody ask me on one of my latest videos, you know, where did you learn all this stuff? Who was your teacher? I didn't have one teacher. I had many teachers. Like, I trained, you know, I started this stuff when I was 15 in one of my good friend's backyard with his uncle. But I trained with, you know, Tim Wade, Roy Harris, Matt Numrick, gone to numerous seminars of all different kinds of people. I mean, I just trained with people. And when in my JKD days, when I was the head teacher at Elite Defense Systems out in Chicago, you know, we had a lot of students that had other martial arts backgrounds, whether it was FMA, grappling, striking, whatever it was. And I did a lot of trading, you know, and our students were instructors or high-level practitioners, you know, black belts or equivalent, up, whatever, of a lot of these other martial arts, Wing Chun, all kinds of stuff. So I wouldn't say I'm a practitioner of all those arts, but I got coached in a lot of those arts so that I can understand those arts and at least have a, you know, understanding or somewhat solid foundation of the basics. Because I love martial arts and I love human movement. So I was like, yeah, dude, like, But even though I've had all these teachers over the course of my lifetime, you know, the biggest thing where I've really discovered a lot of Kali, you can only be taught so much from another person. Here's a little tip for you guys. But where it really has come in is teaching. The biggest growth in my Kali skill set has come from teaching, more so than being just on the student side and in the presence of other teachers. Couple reasons why is, you know, when you're training, when you're a student and you're training and the teacher's telling you what to do, you get together with your training partner, you do the drill, you're stuck in your own head. There's a little bit of collaboration with your training partners. There's some guidance with your teacher, but it's really up to you to try to just figure out how to understand this stuff. But when you're teaching, you know, and when you're a student, right, you're the one asking the questions. But when you're teaching, other people are asking you the questions now. And one thing in my teaching is I've never bullshitted an answer. If I don't know the answer off the top of my head, I do 2 things. One, I scan through the system, the great system of Kali, as best as I can. and I go, where is this question relatable? If I can't find the answer within about 60 seconds, then I tell them I don't know, so we're going to have to investigate that. And it forces me to think in different ways. And there's pressure. There's a lot of pressure when you're the teacher, because the way that I teach, I don't just, here's the drill and then you guys do it and I sit down in front of the class or just walk around. Like, I want to train too. And I train with everybody. Like, everybody that comes to St. Augustine, everybody that comes to ITC, I'm in there training for 10 to 12 hours with you. I'm eating lunch with you. I usually wake up at ITC. I wake up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm in there with you doing it. One of the years, I think it was 2020, at ITC, we're training outside. It's 88 degrees out, sun, feels amazing. Everyone's getting sunburnt. And all of a sudden it just starts hailing on us. The temperature just drops, the wind comes in, goes from like 88 degrees down to 60 degrees, and it just starts hailing on us. I mean, like ping pong ball size hail, bouncing off of everybody's hats and heads. And mind you, this was not in the weather forecast, so we're all in shorts, cut off shirts, maybe no shirt. So now it's freezing. And I was in there training with everybody else, 3.5 hours in the hail, in the freezing rain, because that's what we came there to do. And I think that's why, but that's where I find, I think my most growth comes from, is teaching. And for me, if I would have been like, oh no, it's hailing outside, time to pack up and walk back. Well, we have a 2-mile hike anyways, and it's not the easiest terrain. And you got all your weight. Water weighs a lot. So you got all that on your 2-mile hike back. And, if I would have quit that, like, it's just, that doesn't even exist, dude. That option isn't even there. I know someone was like, hey, are we going to go back? It's hailing on us. If you want to go back, you could walk your ass back, but you're probably going to walk alone. We're training, because that's the best thing to keep our chest warm here, is to move around and train. And you know what? How many times are you going to get to train in these conditions like this? You can't quit. This is Kali, man. You can't quit. So, but it's just stuff like that too. Training in the environment, outside, in the environment that you cannot control. That's really up the skill as well, because it brings a different kind of toughness. Mental toughness, emotional toughness, because it sucks. Sometimes it sucks. It's super windy out, it's cold, like especially when I was training up, when I had my brick and mortar school in Chicago. If you go back to the old Kali Center videos, and where it's like all cinder block walls and there's writing on the walls and all that, like way back old video. I got almost 1,200 videos on my channel, just so you guys know. For those that are new to the channel, go back and watch a lot of my old videos. Watch all 1,200 videos. There's a lot of information on the YouTube channel. And some videos only have like a couple hundred views. Those are the good ones too. Those are the ones you really want to watch. Nobody wants to watch the best videos that I actually give you, like secrets to stuff. They all want to watch Heaven 6. But, go back through the catalog and, go check out especially some of those older videos. But that building, there's no heat. In Chicago winters, we get the lake effect stuff from Lake Michigan. And the winters get brutal, man. I mean, it'll be -20 out sometimes, temperature. -40, -50, wind chills. And that building had no heat. Had no AC. It had a furnace in it, but it didn't work. And I was like, whatever, I don't need to bother with that. So, we would have the door open, the garage door open. It's -40 out with the wind chill, and we're training in there. Freaking cold. So, Like legit. Classes used to be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., but we would train till midnight. So it was, stuff like that I think has really helped and improved skill. But yeah, teaching, that's the secret. If you are in a local chapter school, would you suggest the online training as well, or this be redundant? I would recommend it. Yes, I would still recommend it. Yeah, I mean, the only two that I really recommend for anybody, especially if you're training with us in person at one of the chapters or what, is the home study course, the Kali Foundation home study course I talked about. That's going to give you the solo training. So when you're not, when you're not in practice, when you're not in class, if you're like, hey man, I want to work on this stuff, there's something I want to work on, or I want to explore more, it allows you to do that in the solo training environment when you're at home or whatever. And then the only other one would be the online school and taking advantage of the live stream classes. And that's where the online school is best at, is the live stream classes or the one-on-one live instruction, live lessons. Like I said, right now, Tom teaches majority of those. I'm going to be opening up some scheduling where I'm going to be teaching some one-on-ones as well, and I'll do some live stream classes as well coming up in 2025 because my schedule's opening up and I'm making time for that stuff. I'm going to go this way. Sun looks good. Those are really the two. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want your skill to really advance, yes. Thank you. Happy holidays. Hey, David, happy holidays. Just started that teaching opportunity myself, all in the Eskrima style. I train as well as Kali. I help teach grade 1. It's a new start to my FMA journey. Yeah. And the teaching it's you just look at the art at a whole different way. Because you're looking at it through the lens of everybody that you're teaching. And I mean, I've taught hundreds of people, maybe around 1,000 people over the last 17 years of teaching. I mean, I did the math yesterday and I've accumulated somewhere between 20 to 25,000 teaching hours. Not training out, teaching hours. And over the last 15 plus years. And some years, like 2000, I mean, it could be a little more than that. Some years, like 2012? No, before that. 2000, when I was training with Tim. Yeah, so like 2012 to about 2017. I was literally training and teaching 12 hours a day. 6 to 7 days a week. The only day I did not train, well, sometimes we trained on Christmas, but that was like really the only day that sometimes we did not train, was Christmas. Every single other day we trained, and it was that much. I had classes, I had private students, I had workshops, and I had different groups all through the Chicagoland area. At one time, I had 6 different training groups all through the Chicagoland area. So I was going all over. I was going all the way out to the lake, northwest suburbs, south side, west suburbs, north suburbs. Like, I was all over Chicago for years. See, John started training with me in 2012. I mean, Tom started training, when did Tom start? 2009, I think. I think Tom started in 2009. 8 or 9. I'd have to look. But yeah, so I was all over the place. And then I got invited to teach at a lot of different schools and workshops and prepper, doomsday prepper seminars and stuff like that. All kinds of stuff. And basically any opportunity there was for me to teach, I was like, this is an opportunity for me to train, and I get to train with people I don't know, and other martial artists. And I'm like, I took it. And yeah, so that's just teach, man, teach. That's one of the things that I always tell especially when you're training with me, like at ITC or what, I'm building training partners, which means I'm building teachers. And when you have that mentality, you even look at the training different. You learn it different. You experience it differently. So that's awesome. Keep training. Keep teaching. Maybe that's why those two words both start with T. So they're connected maybe that way. Student and training, or student and teaching, is very far apart from each other. But teaching and training are very, very close. A lot closer than student and training or student and teaching. So, if you're a dad and you're going through our training, see if you can get one of your kids involved, even if it's just the basics. Make it fun though. It's got to be fun. It's got to be kind of like a game if your kids are younger. Ollie, that's what Ollie does. Ollie's teaching his kids. Like one of his kids, I think two of his kids do tennis, and his son is really, really into it. He does travel tennis, and he's like, "Hey, man, we're gonna train some Kali because this is gonna improve your tennis. Tennis is the closest sport to Kali." And he's like, "Dude, my kid's tennis skills have they shot up." He still does his private training with his tennis coach. But I was like, dude, the Kali, it brought a different element into his son, like mentally. And he's like, dude, it's just, kind of shaped him more, I guess, for that competition. And just for when he's training with his tennis coach, like he's more focused, he's more applicable. So it's pretty cool. Hey guys, ex-learner here. Hey, let's chop that X part off. Twist memes. Let's get rid of that X and keep you as a learner. Funny you said that, Guru Paul. I am teaching my 21-year-old and 11-year-old kids. They're enjoying it. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Kali is such a unique art because there's so much to it. And the weapons training, working with the sticks, sticks, remember, that's the training tool for the bolo, for the sword, or the knives and stuff like that. But the weapons training, just like fencing arts, Kali is technically a fencing art, but it conditions the mind. It gets the mind to think in a different way. Because, when you're boxing, when you're grappling, look, being punched in the head, boxing sucks. Being slammed on the ground in judo and wrestling sucks. But being cracked in the head with the foreign object, like a stick, that really sucks. And it's really freaking scary. Being slammed on your head in judo obviously can kill you. Just like being, your head cut off in Kali with a bolo. But the weapons, the thing about weapons is it's so fast. And that's one of the things, like Justin said it in his interview, his first interview with Kali Center after his first ITC back in 2018. And he's like, one thing that I realized training at this ITC that you're not ever ready for is the speed of this art. It's like not just the weapons moving, but the footwork, like the change of range. You're talking about largo, medio, corto. You're talking about the difference of an inch to 3/4 of an inch difference between these ranges. And when you're training with a 28-inch stick, it's not like, when you're training with a fencing foil, or you're training with like a rapier, you know, it's very fast. I mean, fencing it's the fastest sport in the world, right behind firearms. But you can kind of still feel a lot of this range change. But when you're training with the 28-inch collie stick, you know, that inch to 3/4 of an inch difference between largo, medio to corto, it's so fast, and it's really, really hard to detect, especially early on in your training. Now, and that's where Collie Center, you know, our training methods, our curriculum is built in a progressive way to not only teach you the skills of the closing of that gap, but it builds the attributes on that as well. So you don't even, you know, like, you're getting way better every session that, I mean, you don't even realize it yet until you're, you know, 6 months into it. Or if you come to an ITC is like training, is like getting a year's worth of training in 5 days, you know, through our training methods. But, yeah, that's one of the things, like, man, it is so fast. The weapon's moving so fast. The range is changing so fast. The timing changes so fast. And he's like, dude, it's almost too fast to be able to physically see. Now, you can train your visual acuity where you will be able to see these things, but in the beginning, you can't. He's like, you know, the lines change. You're you know, meeting the force, following the force, merging. There's, you know, passing. There's all these things that happen in collie. And, you know, when you think about, you know, the average person can, you know, get 3 strikes out in within a second of time. You know, they get 3 strikes out. The average person, no training. That's fast. And then the risk of the weapons, you know, it's so much more. So, but we teach you how to train it properly. So, you know, we minimize that risk. I mean, and then our, you know, a lot of my advanced guys, especially the intermediate guys, when they're going together, they like to up the risk. That is how you get better. But let's see here. My son teaches as well. He's only 10 years old, a force to be reckoned with. You know, I actually started teaching when I was about 10 years old as well. When I was Taekwondo, Master Cheng had me warming up the class. So I actually started teaching martial arts when I was about 10 years old. And then I would go around and help the lower belts, you know, learning their forms, improving their technique for their board breaks and all that stuff. So I made a lot of progress 2 years ago. Everyone liked my physique, but then I decided to study for an entrance exam, and yes, I lost everything. It'll come back. What's your ethnic background? Mongolia. My ethnic background is I'm pretty much a European mutt. My last name Ingram is Old Germanic, and so I'm on my mom's side Italian, Spanish, and Tiwa Indian, Native American from the Southwest. My great grandfather was Tiwa. The tribe, grew up in way south of New Mexico, so Spanish there, all that. So I've got Spanish. His last name was Montoya, so I've got that, and then Italian and Sicilian from my great grandmother's side and my grandparents' side on my mom's side. So I have mostly Italian, Spanish, and Tiwa Indian from my mom's side. My dad's side, Scotch Irish, and some Scandinavian, all up in that area. So that's my ethnic background. Other than that, American. So I guess. Oh, and then on my dad's side, we also have Cherokee Indian in there as well. So a little bit. I don't know if it's really that much to count, but it's there. When I did my ancestry DNA, it was like 11% Native American. So that's where that was. But that's my main ones is Scotch Irish from my dad's side, and then you know, all that like Scandinavian, Germanic, Celtic kind of stuff, European, And then my mom's side, mostly Italian and Spanish. So that's my ethnic background. European, very, very European. So, all right, so I'm gonna jump out. Been on here for about an hour. Go check out the website, colliecenter.com. Check out the upcoming events if you can or want to attend anything. We'd love to have you there. Be great to meet you, train with you. You know, we'll go get lunch and dinner and all that stuff and have a good time and train and hang and all that. So check out those events. If you have any questions about those events, if you have any questions, email me. You can email me at colliecenter.com. Go to paul@colliecenter.com. That's my email. If you're on Instagram, you can, the best way to, you could DM me on my Collie Center Instagram at Collie Center. If you want to have a little shortcut to get to me, go to my personal Instagram, Paul Collie Flow, and DM me over there. I check, you know, that one I get a lot easier to receive those DMs. I don't get as many on that one. So, but Collie Center sometimes it gets a little swamped and it gets overwhelming, and I'm out hiking, filming, doing my thing, and there's probably like 100 DMs on Instagram I haven't even gotten to yet. So, but emails I get to, and then especially that one, because that one's my email that I use for Collie Center is separate from, you know, my junk email stuff. So those I see right away, and those I get on my phone. I get notified on those, so I can get back to you usually within 12 to 24 hours, usually. If I'm traveling or something like that, sometimes I can't. And then, yeah, always on Instagram. Caleb, yeah, man, shoot your question. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out with me on this live. I'm over here I'm starting to walk in circles out here, so that means it's like, all right, I got to get going. I'll take one more question, though, from you, Caleb. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, one more thing. If you want more of an insider view of what's happening with Collie Center, what's happening with all the things that I'm doing, over at colliecenter.com, you can sign up for my newsletter, my insider newsletter. Their emails, I don't do a whole lot of them. I try not to bombard people's emails. But usually like once or twice a month, I'll send them out. There'll be deals and stuff like that. Like I do some like special only through email deals as well on trainings and stuff. But that's where I try to let everybody know what's going on first. Upcoming seminars, upcoming updates to the training courses, the online school. But one of the things that I started doing and I want to do more of through 2025 is I just want to send out some informational emails, just like some training tips, some thoughts about training. I do this inside the online school too. Like in our online school, we have a community, almost like a Facebook group. And I do the same thing over there. But yeah, I want to do that with my emails as well. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe kind of gets a little bit more of, you know, in the inside thoughts of training and all that, and check out my insider newsletter email. It's free, so you just sign up to it. And you can just, if you're like, okay, I don't want to get these anymore, then just unsubscribe, you know. Caleb, man, I can't wait forever for your question, bro. Oh, there you go. Since it's been years, would you still recommend beginners to follow your Collie starter course? I have a friend wanting to start training. Yeah, dude, the starter course is really good because it's just a good introduction to the different, more common areas of Collie. And it's like a bite size of each one. So it's a good little introduction, you know, and it's cheap, you know. I mean, it's like super cheap to buy that one. And that's why I made the starter course. It's just a good little introduction course that people can like, okay, let me kind of feel this out. Let me feel out this Collie Center guy and see, you know, do I like this guy? Would I want to continue learning from this guy? Can this guy even teach? Is he worth anything? You know, if he's worth a few bucks, okay, maybe I'll come out and train with him. So it is really, it's still a great course for, you know, complete beginners. Absolutely. If you've been training for a while, if you've been training for like 3 months, 6 months, I mean, it's still good to be exposed to it. but you'll be exposed to a lot of information if you just get like the home study course or the online school. So how can I effectively train my grip? Carenza, impact training, and anything in life that you can do grip stuff. Get a job being a bricklayer if you want to really have strong grip. But training, there's really no other substitute for it. I mean, you can get those little hand squeezing things and all that. Like my grip strength on my right hand is far stronger than my left hand. My left hand's still pretty good because we do a lot of doble dos, but you know, doble baston, 2 sticks. But you know, obviously there's a lot of single stick that's going on. You know, teaching a lot of beginners and stuff, and just training. You know, you're working that isometric right there. The other thing you want to make sure you're doing though is you want to be working on your wrist mobility. And I have a video on YouTube. It's free because it's on YouTube. It's a complete wrist, wrist flexibility or wrist warm up or complete wrist and grip guide. I think it's like a 10 or 12 minute long video. Do the exercises that are in that video. So just, you know, put Collie Center wrist flexibility or something like that in the YouTube search, and that video should show up. And that'll give you my whole, like all the top exercises, the top drills that I do for my wrist. It'll help strengthen your grip, but it'll also maintain that flexibility in the tendons and keep that mobility as well, because that's really important. If you just strengthen, you're going to lose the mobility, right? You're going to lose that flexibility. So you still got to work the movements and keep that. Otherwise, you'll strengthen, your muscles will be strong, but the tendons and ligaments will be weak, and that's when you start getting injuries in your wrist. Anywhere in any joint. You need to keep the tendons and the ligaments strong, okay? And keep them elastic, elongated, not short, okay? So find that video. If you have a hard time finding that video, send me an email or DM me on Instagram, and then I'll send you the link to it. Happy New Year. Nice chilling with everybody this morning. Bye-bye. Happy New Year. Yeah, it was. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great one. Happy New Year. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So go get some training in tomorrow. That's a challenge. I know I will be. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for hanging. Bye.